Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, never mind.
You know, we've heard an awful lot of noise here in this chamber today, yesterday, but ultimately it seems like my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are looking to die on two hills, which aren't extreme proposals. These are basic principles. If you're able-bodied and you have no dependents and you're receiving taxpayer-funded Medicaid, you should be expected to work, look for work, or enroll in job training. And if you're in this country illegally, you should not be receiving a single dollar of Medicaid benefits. Period. Hard stop. These are not radical ideas. They're common sense, and they're proven. In fact, back in the 1990s, Democrat President Bill Clinton, he worked with Congress to reform welfare by requiring work from able-bodied adults. It was wildly successful. Employment went up, dependency went down, and Americans believed in the system again. Now Democrats pretend that those same ideas that were so successful in that era are heartless. But we have to stop looking at work as punishment. It's an empowerment. A job brings dignity, it brings pride, self-reliance. If you can work, if you are able-bodied and you don't have dependents in your home, you should. And taxpayers shouldn't be subsidizing those who simply choose not to contribute. And let's address what we saw in this hearing room. Democrats have staged a grand performance, bringing in disabled individuals as props to push a false narrative. Their staff had them convinced that we were cutting traditional Medicaid, the statutory population, and they were wrong. It was exploitive, and it was dishonest, and it's been dishonest. Let's be clear, not one disabled person is at risk of losing Medicaid under this legislation, not one. This has been 6 months of fear-mongering. Democratic members of Congress, governors, U.S. senators telling groups of seniors and vulnerable Americans that they're in danger. They're not. This isn't about cutting care, it's about restoring credibility to this system. We are protecting Medicaid for those that it was intended to serve, not for able-bodied adults that refuse to get into the workforce, and certainly not for illegal immigrants who have no legal right to these benefits. Because yes, illegal immigrants are burdening the system. They do that very much so in our state of New York. And every dollar spent on someone here unlawfully is a dollar denied to a law-abiding citizen in need. That's not compassion, it's theft from working families. If we do nothing, Medicaid will collapse under its own weight. That's not speculation, it's basic math. We will not apologize for expecting work in exchange for benefits. President Clinton didn't, and neither should we. We will not ignore fraud or allow public benefits to go to those who broke the law to be here. And we will not be lectured by those who use fear and stagecraft to defend a broken and unsustainable system. This is about fundamental fairness, sustainability, and integrity. Let's act accordingly.